Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Howard. I am a watch enthusiast. I do not work in the watch industry and I'm certainly not a pro, so I use my spare time to find watches for review, and my reviews are primarily my personal point of view. If you're already a subscriber to my channel, thank you so much for your support. If this is your first time watching my video or has not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you can consider subscribing, because your support is the most important motivation for me to continue to do videos like this. So today I'm very excited to do a quick review of two latest Rolex Oyster Perpetual Explorer 2. So this is the brand new model that was introduced in April of 2021 as a 50th anniversary model. The last one that was actually in the market, 216570, has been out there since 2011 for the 10 years. And this one with a reference number, a new reference number, 226570, was introduced in April 2021. So they have two different colors, a black dial and a white dial. And 42 millimeters is the size of the case, and the 12 millimeters thick. And what I want to do is I always wanted to take a look at this watch because it's, again, it's basically a GMT. You use the same engine, 3285, same as the GMT Master 2. But the purpose is a little bit different, right? Because this one is really designed for, dark, exploring caves, an area where the lighting is really, really dark or black. So they have a very bright lume with the orange hand, and the primary focus is, you're in the cave that you don't know it's day or night. So what you will do is, you have this 24-hour hand that will be pointing at a time. For example, if the orange hand is pointing at 12:30, 14 is 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 12:30. So it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Right now, obviously, the time doesn't match the local time, or if you will, is 9:30, and the second time zone is pointing at 2:30. So it's more of a traditional GMT function, but the intended purpose is for the orange time to match your regular time, so you know whether it's day or night. I've always liked the Explorer. It's not as popular as a GMT Master, maybe because it's 42 millimeter, a little bit big. Maybe a lot of people wanted the ceramic bezel, but the Explorer 2, kept the brushed stainless steel bezel, the brushed metal bezel in the latest 2021 version. They didn't change that, and they kind of kept that tradition. I think it's good because I can't imagine if this is changed to ceramic bezel, how it's going to look. I'm not sure. And this, because it's brushed stainless steel, bezel, it looks pretty muted, matches really well with the rest of the case. For example, the rest of the case is, mostly brushed if you look directly from this angle. I mean, the side, sure, has a little bit of a more polished. That's pretty much the side is polished, but the rest of the case, the bezel, the bracelet, the clasp, are brushed, the side are polished. So that's fine. It's okay to have a little bit polished, but overall, you guys know me. I love these brushed metal look. I personally do not like the shiny piece on most of the other Oyster links. So again, 42 millimeter, it's slightly on the larger side. 12 millimeters thick. It's not too bad. You got the fixed. That's the other thing. This bezel is fixed. It cannot turn like the GMT Master 2. So the GMT Master 2, technically you can turn to a third time zone. This you cannot. It's fixed. And water resistance, 100 meter, 300 feet. Pretty standard. You got a screw down, twin lock, double waterproof system. Again, this is not intended to be a diving watch. So caliber 3285, as I mentioned, plus minus 2 seconds a day, power reserve 70 hours. So key functions are the same as the GMT Master 2. The bracelet, as I mentioned, it's really a 3-link oyster, fully brushed, with a folding, traditional single folding Rolex. It's standard on pretty much the GMTs, all these. It does have an easy link 5mm adjustment for comfort. In the description Rolex used to describe the dial is, whether it's a black or white, highly legible chroma-like display with a long-lasting blue luminescent, right? And obviously it's got let's look at the words: Rolex, Oyster Perpetual Date, Explorer 2, then superlative chronometer, officially certified. I mean, Rolex always have a lot of lines on their watch. When this watch was anticipated to come out in 2021 as the 50th anniversary, right? Some people expected a little bit more change, but it turned out that the change was very, very minimal versus the 216570, the last generation. I mean, for most people, casual fans, they probably can't tell the difference, but there's a tiny bit of difference, I think. If I can remember, some of the finishes include, I think, the white dial is for the new one. It's a little bit of a matte finish compared to the last version. I think the other thing is it's a little bit thinner and more angular crown guard. I mean, I don't have an old one to compare, but the crown guard is a little bit thinner, a little bit more angular versus the last version. And I think the other feature, I think for the black one, there you go. Yeah, for the black one, if I remember correctly, the last version, whether it's the hour, the minute, or the orange hand, the part that's near the center are black. This one is not. This one, the orange hand is full orange, actually. The white one hasn't changed. The white orange was a full orange to begin with. There's no changes. And I think those are some of the major changes. And the other thing is, just to call out, so the hands, okay, and the index outside circle, outside the hands, these are white gold. They are white gold. For the white dial, the hours, minute, hands were coated in black, so it's super legible, okay? But it's also white gold with a black hand. Very nice watch, If you looked at the two, and I think for the Explorer, for whatever reason, the white one, the last one was called a polar, like polar bear. White one was always a little bit more in demand versus the black one, maybe because it's just ultra legible. Black one's ultra, very legible too, but the white one just seems super clear. So as a result, the white one actually commands a little bit higher price versus most other sports watch. It's always the blue one, the black one that command a little bit more pricing. Let me put on the wrist to take a look how 42 millimeters look on a small wrist. Okay, so the Explorer 2 is on my wrist, 6.5 inches, 16.5 centimeters. It's 42 millimeter case, but I mean, I can definitely wear this. I don't feel like it's super big because partially it's only 12 millimeters thick. It's not super thick. Doesn't look super big. 40, 39 is what I prefer for my small wrist. But a 42, it's doable. And if you look at the links here, it basically drops down directly. Although these 42 millimeter case are considered super case or maxi case, you can see, at the end, definitely there's a gap. It's not hugging my skin closely, but I do see if it's tightened up a little bit, the band is okay. It's pretty much dropped 12 millimeters. It's okay. It's not too bad. I mean, it's a beautiful piece. The black one definitely Also very nice. I would personally probably prefer the white one. I mean, if it's a 40 millimeters smaller case, because the case 42, it is a little bit big. I would definitely consider this over the GMT Master 2. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention earlier. I think compared to the last version, the case is also a little bit more slimmed down. The lugs are a little bit thinner. But again, I don't have an old one to compare to. Okay, let's take a look at the price. So Rolex raised their US retail price in early 2022 for all their watches, ranging from 3% higher for precious metals to almost low 11% for stainless steel models. The Explorer 2 at the end of the 2021 was $8,550 US dollars plus sales tax. In early 2022, the price has been raised to $9,500, an increase of 11.1%. And I believe this is the largest increase of any Rolex models for the early 2022 price increase. Luckily, the secondary market price hasn't gone up as much. At the end of 2021, a black dial one brand new was $15,500. White dial one was around $16,300. And as of right now, February 2022, I think the price is only about $75 to $100 higher. So it's good that secondary market price has been stable. Again, this is the Rolex Explorer 2 2021 new model number 226570. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.